watching Keepin' It Green. I'm your host, Debbie Klughers, and today we are going to be talking with the Peconic Baykeeper, Mr. Kevin McAllister.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming, Kevin. It's a pleasure. As you know, this is an environmental show, so I like to open up with an environmental tip or a recycling tip. And today I'm going to be using this information that I found. I was at a yoga studio and I saw this. So this is from the Surfrider Foundation, and it's 10 ways to help our oceans, waves, and beaches. And I thought it would be perfect for today's show.
It is perfect.
So there's 10 ways that you can work together to make a difference. Pick up pet waste. People walk their dogs down at the beaches to, bring along a little something to clean it up. Cigarette butts are a major, you find them all over the beaches. People just kind of put them in the sand. Maybe if they could either stop smoking or take those things away with them, that would be good. Don't hose down the driveways. They're saying that it wastes water, but also a lot of the oils and contaminants get, eventually washed right in.
Yes.
Exactly. So if people could sweep and use a little dustpan and throw that stuff away, it would be helpful. Native species or climate-adapted plants in the garden would cut down on fertilizers. If you use these kind of things, you will use less fertilizer, less water, and again, we don't have the runoff of the fertilizer into the beaches. So I thought that was a good tip. Disposing of motor oil properly rather than, I don't know if anyone...
Down the drain, right?
I don't know if anyone does that. I hope not. But, you can bring it to Walmart, your local service center, any kind of automobile repair shop.
Yeah, virtually every center will take the spent oil.
Right, so there's no need to worry about how to get rid of that. Cut back on fertilizer use, which is a major, chemical fertilizers. What a catastrophe they're causing our bays and our oceans. And
they're significant for nitrogen pollution.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Avoid using single-use plastic bottles and bags, plastic bags. That's a whole nother show. But if people can, maybe take away their stuff from the beaches instead of, just throwing them in the trash cans at the beaches, and, maybe if they leave them there, maybe they can take them away and recycle them. That would help everything.
Better yet, take away someone else's that left it,
Oh, bring a bag and just fill it up.
Take a little extra every time you go to the beach.
That's a very good idea. And they're nickels now, right? Water bottles and... I
believe so, yes.
Yeah,
I think they're trying to actually increase the returns on those as well.
To give people more incentive to do that. I heard that where you bring the bottles back to, they get 7 cents a bottle. So you're actually helping the stores and the beverage distributors. They make money on you bringing back the bottles and the cans.
Keep it off our open spaces and out of our waters.
Let's see what else they have. Oh, join the Surfrider Foundation. Going to have them on the show one of these days, and they can talk about that.
Good. It's a good group. Very worthwhile.
Great. So I just thought that was a really good thing. And Kevin, would you like to tell us about the Peconic Baykeeper, the organization, and the man behind it?
Sure. I'll start with the man behind it.
Okay.
I grew up on Long Island, a little further west from East Hampton here, and I guess developed a strong connection to our waters at a very young age, and pursued my academic career to, in the line of marine biology and coastal management. So I have a bachelor's degree in marine biology, a master's degree in coastal zone management, and that really ties together land use and water, and the two are intrinsically connected. Approximately 12 years ago, I responded to a recruitment effort for the Peconic Baykeeper position. So I was very blessed to be selected. It was a coalition of environmental organizations that really spearheaded this. Peconic Baykeeper is one of now, I think, approximately 200 waterkeeper organizations under a larger umbrella group called Waterkeeper Alliance, which Robert Kennedy Jr. heads up. So we're all over the world. The majority of organizations are in the United States. There's probably at least, I'll say, 50 along the East Coast. Close to us would be Hudson River, Long Island Sound.
Are you the only one on Long Island?
Yes.
Okay.
So our mission is to really safeguard the ecological integrity of our local waters, through a combination of, I guess, science and law and public education.
That's great.
And that's a unique role that the keeper organizations do play is, we will actively enforce laws. I mean, we're not the law enforcement entities, the health department officials or, Department of Environmental Conservation, et cetera. But, many of these environmental laws that are on the books often get bent or ignored. And the failings, quite frankly, of the enforcement sector to ensure that, the polluters are held accountable is wanting. So, we step in, we know the law, and we try to ensure that, the responsible agency is in fact going to, take the polluters to task.
And you also take it a step further, and you sometimes engage in litigation to...
We have engaged in our own litigation. We have, I guess, several cases pending for what we would consider irresponsible development on the bay, location in Shinnecock Bay, and in a larger, really, I will say, far-reaching issue is we have litigated against Suffolk County for their mosquito control program, both the application of pesticides into our local waters, and these are extremely toxic, and trust me when I tell you, I know what the compounds are and what they do in the aquatic environment.
Well, they state on the label that these are hazardous to
Yes.
marine inhabitants. They're almost telling you, do not use in the marine environment in Suffolk County.
More specifically, they say for terrestrial uses only,
okay.
do not apply near or over water.
Wow. And why does Suffolk County then choose to ignore?
I think just careless applications through contractors, and until really Peconic Baykeeper took up this issue, nobody was questioning them. And the other component to their program is the extensive ditch network. They've dredged channels throughout our wetlands.
Draining the wetlands.
Yes,
So
Nappig is a great example. There's miles and miles of ditches in that wetlands complex, on the entry to Montauk. And through Stony Brook University's great work, they have confirmed my allegations that these ditches are acting as conveyances for the upland drainage of pollutants.
Oh, so just they're giving a direct route for the pollutants to enter the bays.
Right. I mean, the tidal marshes I like to refer to as kidneys of the bay.
Sure.
They're enormous filters, both on the floodwater that comes across on the tides, as well as the fresh water that drains through them. So, ultimately, by digging a large channel, it might as well be a straight pipe to the waters. And we've confirmed both nitrogen pollution as well as high bacterial contamination that's being conveyed out of these ditches. So,
can we just reverse them? Can we unditch the ditches?
we could. I mean, that would be a significant project. I'm advocating for just let them go fallow. I mean, it will take decades for them to fill in and revegetate, but in many areas where we haven't, where the county hasn't touched the ditch in 10, 15, 20 years, these are in fact at late stages of recovery. So, that's what I'm hoping, that, they indicated that they'll discontinue this practice, but, we really have to, be a close watchdog to make sure this is the case.
So are they using a different chemical to spray, or are they not spraying at all? I mean,
no, they're still spraying. They use adulticides for the flying mosquitoes.
Okay, not a larvicide that would kill the crabs and all that.
Really great concern is a particular larvicide the county uses. It's called methoprene, and it basically disrupts the development of the mosquito larvae into an adult stage. And because the insects are like animals, like creatures to crustaceans or lobsters, crabs, shrimp, it has a similar effect on those non-target organisms. So we're really trying to move not only Suffolk County, but on a larger national front, the Environmental Protection Agency, to really ultimately ban the use of this product directly into estuarine waters.
I mean, didn't we know about this years ago when Rachel Carson was doing all of her great work? I mean, she brought this all up.